RFC news. Some big news coming out tonight, of course, as Phillipe Clement, it's being reported, has been sacked by Rangers Football Club. Now, of course, here to discuss, get your reaction, so do get involved in the live chat. We'll be bringing up some comments. Do let me know your thoughts on the decision first and foremost, and let me know some ideas of who you want next as the manager of Rangers Football Club. It's understood, guys, today that the Ibrox board met on Sunday and reached a decision to sack Phillipe Clement, is what's being reported. We still haven't got an official confirmation in terms of the club just yet, but sources close to the football club, all of the media, Sky Sports, name it, right now are, of course, running with this story and has stated that he has been sacked after that board meeting today. And as I said, official confirmation will soon follow. And in fact, we'll probably get official confirmation whilst we're on this live stream, or perhaps they'll do it tomorrow. I'll just check X quickly now just to see if they put anything up, but nothing as of yet. Now, my opinion, decision. I mean, I think everybody knows what standing I've been on so far with regard to Phillipe Clement. I wanted him out in October, let's be honest with you. Europe, yes, we did very, very well, and hats off to Phillipe Clement. We did well in Europe. Top 8, fantastic, good to see. However, ultimately in the league, we've been bad. We've been really, really, really bad. And again, the defeat against Queen's Park was unforgivable. But then following it up with another home defeat to St Mirren, absolutely disgraceful, and serving a slop on a day-to-day basis just isn't good enough. So yeah, right decision. Very much the right decision. But what we spoke about yesterday in the match reaction is that I felt like a lot of things would be put on ice a little bit, just waiting a little bit until the 49ers took over completely. However, the word has got out there that, of course, the 49ers are in talks to take over Rangers Football Club imminently, which is good, but maybe there's going to be a bit of conversation between the 49ers and Rangers to see who they want as the manager next. Maybe they just can't handle Phillipe Clement being as the manager at this moment in time, because he's offering us slop week in, week out. And, the Europa League, we probably want to go as far, maybe get a new manager bounce when we go into the Europa League. So he has been sacked. Weird timing. It's not weird timing, but you get what I mean. I felt like maybe we'd steer the ship in till the end of the season and just wait till the 49ers choose their man. But maybe there is some dialogue already now between the 49ers and the Rangers board right now on who they would want to appoint as the new manager of the football club. So again, you've got to take that into account. The 49ers will probably have someone they want to take over the hot seat. So we'll have to wait and see with regard to managers that are out there in terms of who people want. Again, there is a few names that are currently out there at this moment in time. Again, not a lot of them fill me with loads of joy necessarily. You're looking at Kevin Muscat, probably one of the more than likely ones, and especially with this new takeover, it could be a lucrative job for him. He's done a lot in Asia, Japan, China, Australia. He's done a lot over there. Was on the short list, I think, to be the Rangers manager last time when Clement got it. People said that the boat did sail a little bit, but with this new takeover happening, it could be a lucrative option for him to come into European football, because I think he's completed all of Asia. He's done China, he's done Japan, he's done... The next step for him is to come into Europe, and whether he's going to go straight to a Premier League job or something like that remains to be seen. So Kevin Muscat would be a good option, I think. It would be a good option for this club. But again, I don't know if the 49ers are going to be taking it down another route. I'm seeing people talking about Steven Gerrard, and I don't think so. I like Stevie. I liked what he did for the club at that time. We needed him at that time. It's a hard one. It's a hard one with Steven, but I just think his managerial record since going has not been good. It really hasn't been good. And yes, we did well in the league and actually put Celtic in their place. And we did well in Europe. There was some good times, but there were also some rocky times in that period as well. And I think, the season that he left, whilst he was top of the table, there was a bit of turbulence along the way with regard to our performances as well. So I wouldn't necessarily be running and jumping for Steven Gerrard at this moment in time. And I know that will split a lot of opinion in the comments. I like the idea of having a fresh start, new takeover, new manager. So I would be more on the peripheral of maybe getting an interim manager in until the end of the season, not rushing the appointment. Get someone in to steer the ship. Just till the end of the season. The season's done. There's no trophies to play for. Just get somebody in. Don't rush any appointments. Don't rush any appointment. Just keep calm. Interim manager, someone to steer us into Europe, do as the best they can in Europe, and just get us over the line. Just get us over the line. That's all we currently need. I don't think we need to be making this impulse decision on who the next manager is going to be. We've got a whole summer coming up for that. Well, we've got this period now with the takeover happening. Let's regroup. Let's see the takeover happen. Let's just take time and make the right appointment this time with our new owners in place and people in the board. Let's go about it wisely. And just for now, interim till the end of the season, I think would be a good idea at this moment in time from a Rangers perspective. But let's go through some comments and see what people are saying. In terms of the manager, was any of you guys wanting Phillipe Clement to stay? Did any of you guys think, actually, no, I wanted Clement to stay till the end of the season and see what it was going? Were any of you still guys on the Clement train and thinking that things were going to get better? As I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I am wondering if there is people that are upset with this decision that, of course, Phillipe Clement has been sacked. And who do you want as the next manager of Rangers, guys? Do let me know in the comment section below. John Hanna says, I think we'll get little information until the new owners take over. Again, yeah, I'm just hoping, I'm touching wood, that the new owners do take over. And the fact that I think they have fired him does probably suggest that feeling that it is pretty much complete. The Athletic have got reported on it as well. So yeah, I think the decision, we're going to get the takeover. Failing any small hurdles towards over the next couple of weeks, but I think the takeover is going to happen. And the influence there from the 49ers to not have them as the manager is probably there and apparent as well. Robert Smith says Kevin Muscat. Again, this is probably out of just a shot in the dark right now, just this second, I would be looking at Kevin Muscat, just like now, if you're asking me. But then again, I haven't seen the full sort of spreadsheet of available managers, and then maybe I'd make a decision later on. It's a shame because I would have liked to have taken Moisey. I know he played for the Tims before, but I don't think he's ever really shied away of saying that he wouldn't manage a Scottish team. But there's no point talking about Moyes. That's not going to happen because he's at Everton now and he's absolutely killing it. But that would have probably been my first choice if it was a month ago that we got rid of Clement. But obviously not the case. John B says, not Sean Dyche. I don't want Sean Dyche. I want a winner. I want someone to come in. I mean, people could say Phillipe Clement was a winner. He was a winner. His CV was very, very good before he came in. He had that blip at AS Monaco, of course. But he did well at Belgian. He was at a Belgian team, and then he went to Club Bruges. So obviously 2 Belgian teams, and then of course won the title at both of those clubs. So he had a good CV in terms of winning things in a similar league to ours. But it's just not worked out here. For whatever reason it is, you can say that he's not had the tools to operate correctly. I mean, I'm not going to play that excuse because he's had a lot of chances, and no Rangers manager ever is losing to games to Queen's Park, St Mirren, or losing all these home games. It's just unacceptable. We've seen the quality and we've seen the level that this team can get to. We shagged Celtic. We quite frankly shagged them, pumped them absolute rotten. And we knew what we knew what level we could get to in the Europa League. So I do think there is something to do with the tactics there. We know what quality there can be in that team just based on those results. So not being able to get the guys up for the games against St Mirren at home, against Queen's Park at home, his tactics in general just being utterly shocking. It's quite apparent. I don't have any sympathy for Clement, unfortunately. So I'm never going to be hearing these excuses about budgets and all of the rest of it. We've seen the level at times, but ultimately the amount of games he was losing, dropping points to the other shite within the division, it just wasn't going to happen. So yeah. Rangers 1872 says, what's the difference between keeping Clement after the Queen's Park game instead of waiting for us to drop points? A good point, I suppose. A good point. I mean, I don't know. Maybe something to do with the takeover. You don't necessarily know what's going on behind closed doors. Could it have been something to do with the takeover? Again, I'm just guessing. I don't know, not necessarily. But yeah, kind of a weird one, I suppose. If it has nothing to do with the takeover, why didn't you fire him on the spot against that? Maybe they thought it was just a blip. You know, the way you could have seen it is that Liverpool lost to Plymouth, right? Liverpool lost to Plymouth the week prior. Now they've just beaten Manchester City and are running away with the league title. So sometimes these cup upsets happen. They happen across football. Of course they do. And that's the magic of cup competitions. But Phillipe Clement has been serving up these sloppy performances all season long. Bill Kerr says one bad thing is if we lose Coupon, his scouting will be missed. Well, I mean, he's just been promoted, hasn't he? We'll have to see what happens. Again, I think it's far too early to tell what's going to happen with the takeover. I think our next move now, of course, if Clement being sacked, is to find an interim manager. But then again, look, I mean, I'm going to sound freaking deluded here because I've been calling for Clement to be sacked the whole time. But say if the takeover was to happen in the summer, right? The takeover was going to happen. It's going to happen in the summer. Let's say that, right? We're out of all of the cup competitions anyway. We're out of the league. But one thing that Clement did show a bit of a strength in was the Europa League. So I just thought maybe I would have bit my tongue. I didn't necessarily want him to be the manager for the rest of the time. But I mean, with the season over, could you at least maybe just let him go on to the Europa League games? I don't know, but maybe we can get somebody in. Maybe Giovanni Van Bronckhorst would want to be an interim manager just for the good old times again. I mean, he would tell us to fuck right off, and I don't blame him. But try and get Gio. He's available. Try and see if we can do a repeat of 2022. And I'll book my tickets to Bilbao if Giovanni Van Bronckhorst came in as the interim manager. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we should be making a solid appointment now. I mean, I suppose it has its pros and cons, right? You get somebody in, they've got a few games, the end of the season just to play around with the team, tinker around and all of these kind of things. Summer, they already know the squad, all that sort of stuff. But I just don't feel like I want to rush a decision into a manager. I don't like rushing. We've got 4 months here. I'm harping back to Liverpool. Liverpool last January, they lost Jurgen Klopp, right? Jurgen Klopp said that he was leaving in the January, and they didn't make an announcement on a slot until, May? But they had a good period of time where they were like, right, let's identify it. Let's not rush. Take the piss. Take our time in identifying the man that's going to take over the football club. And they took the time. And despite the sort of media coming out and saying that they were going to appoint somebody else, they went for their man and stuck for their man. They weren't listening to fan noise. I think a lot of our managerial appointments have been on fan basis. Michael Beale, like the board listening to the fans, going, yeah, let's bring Michael Beale in. Oh, yeah, let's bring in freaking Giovanni Van Bronckhorst or whatever. I think they do listen to the fans, actually. It's always kind of weird. I think they need to make a football appointment, a smart appointment, and actually have a plan going forward. And that's where I think the 49ers actually plays a part. So, yeah, huge warning for me is I don't want to rush this decision. I really don't want to rush this decision. I want to take our time and make sure that we get the right man in through the door. That's going to be the starting this new dawn, this new era under the 49ers. People talking about Stephen Davis. I mean, he's not a manager, is he? Let's be honest. He's a player. He's not got really any coaching experience. I'm on about someone that's a known interim manager. Someone that's, he knows what he's going to come in for. He's coming in for a little bit of a bag. He's got a bit of a quality, maybe in European competitions. Got something to show for it. That's why I'm like, look, Gio, give you a milli coming to the end of the season, I mean, I don't know what he's like financially, but give him a milli just to the end of the year, end of the season, and just see what's what. If he takes it and we get the Europa League, that'd be mad. But yeah, I mean, he's proven that he's very, very good with those sort of games. So yeah, I'd be for that for an interim position, not for the foreseeable future. If we won the Europa League for us, then maybe we can have questions and have a discussion. But yeah, no, I would interim certainly for me now. I don't want to rush no decisions. Mark says, we need a guy who's going to take Rangers forward in now. Mate, there is no now. There is no forward now. There's fuck all to win. The league's done. The cups are done. You know, there's Europa League's there. Europa League's there, and that's it for us to win. I mean, do you really want to rush a decision? Again, we all got our opinions. Do you want to rush a decision and tell us? I mean, there's pros and cons to appointing a manager over the next week or two. Of course, there is pros and cons to it. They get some time, almost like a free hit, to play around with the squad and get used to it. But then again, the summer, more people may come available and you may get a better idea of the vetting process. And the 49ers is the big point for me. I want them to be involved with the appointment of the manager. And maybe they are involved in this decision now. The fact that they're going to be taking over a 51% majority stake would suggest that they did have a say in what has gone on now. Because the whole message that we were getting from the club is that they didn't want to make decisions on Clement now because of the 49ers coming in. So, I suppose it's that sort of way. Ferguson and McCann for interim, I'm hearing. I mean, I love Ferguson, I like McCann, but these guys don't have managerial experience. You know, it's like, I think Ferguson is a legend. Love Ferguson. Boyd hero. Love him. But, I mean, he's not a manager, is he? You know, he managed Kelty Hearts, and I think he did an interim job with Birmingham or Blackpool or one of the two teams. Nah, I don't know. Not Derek McInnes, please. He's not Rangers manager material. Muscat or Gerrard, my only two until the 49ers have a better idea. We're going to come live tomorrow morning. I'm going to go away now and do a dig to see who's available, because I just wanted to get the news out there and give my reaction. I don't know who's available. Muscat is obviously the obvious one that all the fans are talking about. Someone that I would probably say, yeah, I like that look of Muscat. But again, I don't know the full scale of the spreadsheet of who's actually available. You know, with a bag coming in this summer as well. No, might speak to Jose Mourinho, of course. Speak to Jose Mourinho in a couple of weeks' time to see if he fancies it. Why not? You know, why not? No, I'm joking. But look, I would love that. But yeah, we got to see. We got to see the full scale of everything, I think. But yeah. But guys, do let me know your thoughts on everything that we discussed in today's live stream down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on Clement being sacked. Does any of you guys think this is a bad decision? Were any of you guys on the Clement train? And as always, please do let me know your thoughts on who you want to see the next Rangers manager to be, permanent and on an interim basis. Again, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you all later.